Hello, hello, hello. It is Kitty again, and I am still doing Beyond the Pages. But this time, we're not doing Ruth Reddy. I had some requests to do Jumpstart to Writing Your First Book. And so this is just a manual that I put together when I was doing some classes or whatever. I haven't started the classes back up yet, but I am seriously considering it. So my shirt says, Think, Pray, Write. My girl Rene hooked me up. But that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about what you want to write. I want you to pray about what you want to write. And I want you to write about what you want to write about. Okay? Alrighty. So let me start with my disclaimer. My disclaimer is I am not a publisher. I am not a literary agent. I cannot hook you up with any publishing companies. I can only give you resources. I can only give you resources so that you can have options. The third disclaimer is that I am not here to sell you anything. I am not here to sell you any classes. I am not here to sell you how to write a book in 30 days. I'm just here to give you some tips on Jumpstart to Writing Your First Book. Okay? Now that we've got that out the way, there are three things that I want you to grab a hold to, and I want it to stick right here in your mind. The first thing is you do not have to be a great writer. You only need great information and a great story. Okay, a lot of people come to me and say, Kitty, I want to write a book, but I'm not a great writer. You don't have to be a great writer. Listen, there's ghost writers. If you're not into writing the book, you can record it and then somebody can type it after that, or there's even some systems, I can get into that with you in some other videos, where you can just speak into it and it'll type up the whole thing for you. Like, how genius is that, right? And so that's what I want you to understand. I want you to understand that you do not have to be a great writer. The second thing I want you to grab a hold to and keep it locked up in this mind of yours is you can edit a bad page, but you cannot edit a blank page, okay? And so I would like you to get started on whatever it is that you want to write about. Look, the bookshelves are never too crowded. We just continue to make room for other books, okay? And the third thing I want you to know is that you do not have to be perfect, okay? A lot of people that I come in contact with that say they want to write a book, after talking to them for a little while, I begin to understand that they think that they're not adequate enough to write the book. But listen, if you have some information and you have some knowledge about something, you can definitely write a book, especially if you have a business. And listen, I'm not saying to put all your information about what you do in the book. I'm just saying give them enough where they may be able to do it, but then they'll realize at some point, I don't have the time to do all of this. And then who are they going to call? They're going to call you. Why? Because, you know, you have given them this information, right? Because you've shared this information with them. Okay, so I'm going to be a little elementary with you right now, and that's okay, because this video is for everybody, okay? And so a book, yes, I am going to give you the definition of what a book is, okay? And so a book is a set of written, printed, or blank pages, right? That is fastened along one side and encased between protective covers. That's a book. It could be hardcover, soft cover, paper book, whatever, okay? There's this thing called mat covers and all of that. It's protective covers, protecting your pages. That's all the book is. And then I'm going to tell you the difference between fiction and nonfiction. Why am I going to do that? Because some people don't know the difference. And I understand they can Google it, they could open the dictionary or whatever, but I'm just going to share it because some people just want to hear it, okay? So we have fiction. We have fiction, and fiction is literature that is created from the imagination. You know, your fantasy books, your science fiction books, your mysteries, your crime thrillers. That's some of my favorites. You know, things like that. Romance, okay? And then you have the nonfiction. And the nonfiction is literature that's based in fact. It's factual information, right? And so this is one of the broadest. This is one of the broadest categories that we have, right? Because this can include business, this can include biographies, this can include health and fitness. Did I say cooking already? I don't know. Anyway, home improvement, languages, religion, art, history. I mean, you can see the list goes on and on and on. Crafts. I mean, come on, pets. Like I say, the nonfiction is the broadest, okay? And so a lot of things fit into that. And what I do know is a lot of people come to me and they tell me that they want to write a book. And I'm intrigued a lot when people tell me that because I just have this anticipation that they're going to actually complete the manuscript. But what studies show is that 80% of people want to write a book, but there's only 1% of people that actually complete the manuscript. And that's complete the manuscript, okay? So we want to complete the manuscript and we want to actually get it published, okay? So once again, number one, you do not have to be a great writer. You only need good information and a good story. Number two, you can edit a bad page, but you cannot edit a blank page. And number three, you do not have to be perfect. And look, I want to show you this before I end this video. Most people think that books have to be this thick. They think that it has to be this thick. I don't even know how many pages this is. This is, oh my goodness, like 205, 6 pages, something like that. And then you have like a size like my book. This is my Ruth Reddy book, of course. And you see it's not as thick as this book is. It's not as thick, right? Just a little smaller. I mean, mine is like 99 pages opposed to 200 and something. But then there are books that is this size. Look at this. Look at this. This is 25 pages. I can read that in less than half an hour, right? Less than 15 minutes, but still. This is like a book that I can constantly go back to. I can constantly go back to it and read it and just get some information, maybe just to remind myself of some things. And so a lot of times books aren't just made to just be put on a shelf. A lot of times books are written to where you can just go back to it. You want your book to be an easy read, okay? You want your book to be an easy read. So that is what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to do some other videos as I go through the book with you. But in the meantime, I want you to go ahead and think about what you want to write about, pray about what you want to write about, and then begin to write about what you want to write about. Okay, look, if you need permission to start writing your book, I am giving you permission. Go and write your book. See you next time.